I started learning on Reason, but it just gets a bit too complicated in Reason. I just found when I finally got around Ableton, it's just a lot easier, a lot quicker. I tend to start just with your drums normally. I've got myself into a bit of a pattern, you know, like I sort of know how to do the sort of sounds I want to do. It's quite easy to start with a kick, and then I'll generally get my hi-hats in place and then go for the snares from there, the snares and the claps. I think everything I use is pretty garage sounding. Even when I don't mean to sound like, even when my tracks don't want to sound garagey, they tend to have garagey sounds, garagey drums. If I had the money, I'd have the proper studio sort of thing, that'd be nice, but just buying soft synths and buying keyboards and that is, I never used them originally, so I've just got so used to programming my drums and everything. A lot of what I do is sample based. I'd use one called Vanguard sometimes for my bass lines. I've got a couple of ones like FM8 I'll use for like percussion, synths and stuff like that. Not too much particular. I tend to prefer using samples because I can manipulate them a lot easier. Yeah, I've always structured, like, I mean, because I'm rushing now, I didn't really mix it. I don't mix it as I'm going along, but I tend to mix down as I go along as well, to save myself time. It's just I never got into the old making a track, structuring it, then mixing it down. It's all just one process. I'm not actually a big fan of playing my own stuff out, because I think it's because I started off more as a DJ, so I've always liked quite a varied set, and I find like if I just play my own stuff, it's like I'm playing the same sort of sound constantly. Know where certain sounds are that I use. I'll switch, like I'll use one set of sounds at one point and then another day or another month I'll start using a different bank of sounds. But even though it's kind of like organised chaos, there's no real organisation to the files, but I know where most things are, so it's alright. I'm just trying to, this is just getting the bass line right. It's quite just a simple bass line, just a little stomper, just like a little garage bassline sample, rather than messing around like spending ages on a VST trying to get my bass sounds right. I'll just take a bass out of a sample pack and manipulate that to what I want it to be. Yeah, I'd say one of the big influences for me actually as a being a producer is LB. Generally, just like I wanted to just like make LB sort of tracks. Although when I first started producing, I think I probably started trying to make bassline because obviously being from like South Yorkshire, when I started it was quite a big thing. Yeah, well, like I said, I started on Reason, but it's good, but there's a lot more going on in it, so it's a lot easier to get lost. and it takes a lot longer to do it. And plus the sound engine's a bit better in Ableton, so I tend to go for that. I have played with Logic, but it's just, I've just got that used to Ableton, so I'm stuck with that. This is just adding, well, it's top line, but I'm just using the wood block in FM8, just adding a bit of delay, some reverb to it, just to give it a bit of space, rather than using like brash synths or pianos or anything. Just keep it quite percussion, quite minimal sort of sounding. This is just some effects. I tend to like, rather than, that's another thing, rather than putting a lot of synths in and that, I'll use effects. I'll just find, this is just an actual build-up noise, but I'll find random noises and pitch them down and delay and echo and all that sort of stuff, just to give atmosphere. Like, I think that's a big part of my tracks at the minute, is using atmospheres. Adding a little shaker loop there, just because it's easier then when you ain't got much time then to actually build a full shaker loop.
How did you find the 10 minutes?
Stressful actually, like it's a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. You can get quite a bit done, like with regards to laying down an idea, but it's the actual, you limit it to how good you can get it to sound.
Took us through that.
Yeah, that's Ableton for you, crashing on me. But thankfully, like, at least Ableton saves itself. Although when it starts up, it can lose some sounds.
Yeah, but there's only like 30 seconds left.
Yeah, at least, thankfully, yes. At the end of it does change the sound in my synth. The percussion sound changed.
Cool.
Right, there we go.
Is it there still?
It's not there, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Alright, let's hear it through.
Oh my god, that's fucking a lot less time than even 40.
Yeah.